Welcome back to Daily Day Trades YouTube. We got another watch list for you today, and we have a lot to talk about. We're going to go over important market news you may have missed, the trades that we made today and why we made them, earnings this week, stocks we're watching tomorrow, and a very interesting new player in the EV space. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to the channel. It does help me a lot. So, First Republic Bank finally saw its demise today, and JP Morgan took over all of their assets. This is the third collapse of a regional bank since the failure of Silicon Valley Bank, and this is the second largest bank failure overall. Some are saying that this is signaling the end of the banking turmoil, and others are claiming that it's just the beginning. I really hope that the latter is wrong, because this banking stuff can get really dicey, as we saw in 2008, and we don't want to see mass bank failures all over the country. In other news, a new study estimated that U.S. cannabis sales will reach $71 billion by 2030, and that is without federal intervention. So if the feds do make it easier for states to legalize, revenue for that industry could be much, much higher than that. So keep an eye on cannabis stocks and any rumors of other states legalizing soon. The Federal Reserve and Jerome Powell meet on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, so that will be our main market moving event. They're expected to raise interest rates by another 25 basis points. That is pretty much completely priced in, so as long as we stick to that, that should be a relatively non-event in terms of just raising the interest rates. But there are some key phrases to listen to, things like additional policy firming or future increases in the target range. Anything that says basically that they're not looking to slow down these rate increases anytime soon. We have another big week of earnings. Tomorrow we have Starbucks, Pfizer, Uber, and AMD. Wednesday is Qualcomm and CVS, and then a huge day on Thursday with Apple, Anheuser-Busch, Shopify, and DraftKings. Then we're going to close out the week with some AMC earnings on Friday. Now we can get into the trades that we made today, which we can learn a lot from. I started this morning like an absolute spaz because I thought mocha coffee didn't have caffeine. I don't know, sounds like hot chocolate to me, so they need to label that better. I bought two trades and sold them almost immediately to give the market a little more time to even out this morning. Then we picked up some XO inputs for this week, and this is kind of a weird one because they reported good earnings last week and they had good momentum going into today, but in a crazy turn of events, OPEC was actually right for once, and oil demand is slowing down at least temporarily. So Exxon and oil prices both went down today following that news. I don't know how long they'll stay down, but we got a good almost 30% from the first sale and then sold more for a 50% gain later, and we're just gonna swing the rest since the profits paid for the whole play and then some. I briefly had some SPY calls which ended up being a loss. I bought them right here just in case we went on another crazy run, but we traded in a pretty small range this morning, so I ended up selling those for a loss. And our new daily day trades tradition, which is shorting Coinbase pretty much every Monday. This is not something I'm doing on purpose, but to be fair, it is working really well, so maybe I'll just keep it up until it doesn't work anymore. They were just showing a lot of weakness here, and with Bitcoin coming down a bit, this was a really easy trade to find. Coinbase does report earnings this week, so I haven't decided if I'm going to hold them through that, but we got another solid 50% gain on them, and we could keep that trade later into this week. Just a reminder, these trade alerts that you saw now have a 30-day free trial when you sign up for the $9 per month option. The Coinbase and Exxon trades would have covered years of alerts in just a couple hours had you joined today. So the link to the Daily Day Trades website is in the description of this video and has all of the details to sign up. The first stock to keep an eye on for the rest of the week is a new player in the EV space. As a disclaimer, I am required to say that I was paid in order to promote this particular company. That being said, I would never promote something that I don't personally support, so here is why I support it. The ticker is NILIF. Also known as Surge Battery Metals Incorporated, this is a startup created by a co-founder of Tesla. If that wasn't enough credibility, today they also hired a new director, and this new director is globally recognized as one of the best in the lithium battery space. He has sold 3 separate but similar companies for 9 figures, so one of them ranged up to almost $900 million, and this is currently trading at only a market cap of $18 million. That past work expanded through multiple continents, but Surge itself is a US-based company, and they're hoping to start a new lithium mine here in Nevada. This is a great time to be in the EV space in North America because the US government is putting a lot of money into funding domestic production. So they want EV and battery production to be done here so we don't have to rely on other countries like we do for oil. And we all know how deep the government pockets can get, so there should be a lot of funding going directly into the space that NILIF is in. They're currently trading at just below 20 cents, so it may be a good time to take a closer look into them while it's still so cheap. I did put a link to their website in the description of this video, so if anyone would like to do their own research, feel free to check that out. Other stocks we're watching this week include Apple, which, as I mentioned, will report earnings on Thursday. They've already seen a sympathy move from Microsoft absolutely crushing it last week, so what we're concerned with here is whether they're going to be able to justify that move upwards. In terms of financials, we're expecting $1.43 earnings per share and revenue over $90 billion. That's just crazy to say. Big tech is kind of breaking away from everything else, so that could continue if Apple kills it like Microsoft did. We'll just definitely have to keep a close eye on that one on Thursday. And then we have Nvidia, which is over here in its completely own world. They are really starting to break out here, and it doesn't seem to care what the market is doing. We had a pretty flat day on SPY, and Nvidia had a huge jump. So I'd like to get some shares at some point soon because I haven't added to long-term investments in a while, and chip makers as an industry are just really strong right now, so that might be a good one to get into, either that or AMD. It's been a pretty good start to the week, and we'll have updates and trades after the Fed meeting, so be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, take a look at the EV startup that I mentioned. I put a link in the description as well as a link to get the trade alerts for free for a month. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.